Welcome everybody that's showing up to the last live stream of our 6 workshop set that are having open discussions over the various events that we're going to be having over the next 6 months, the first half of the year in 2021. So this one in particular is talking about the June summer conference event that Komodo is going to be hosting. If anybody came to the Atomic Dex stress test event that happened in the beginning of December, then you'll see a lot of familiar things kind of happening there as far as like format goes. We're going to probably be running an entire weekend or 3 or 4 days long of different workshops and AMAs and connections and conversations and all kinds of things like that, along with having all kinds of prizes and surprises during those things. We've got here in the chat Otto, who is CMO, and Delton, who is head of content for Komodo.
Oh.
I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to them to say hi.
Hi, good to be here.
Hey, how's it going?
So we're going to be having a bit of an open discussion here in the Komodo Discord. And if you have some ideas, comments, replies, anything else, you can drop those into the Twitter reply thread, or you can drop them onto the YouTube and we'll scoop them up here and bring them back. You can also, if you're just listening in and you're not part of the voice channel and you're hanging out in our roundtable channel, you can make some comments there and we'll scoop them up and give them voice. But this open discussion, besides just telling everybody, you know, there's going to be the summer conference going on that month, is to get some community-driven feedback about what they'd maybe like to see highlighted that month. So we can do just about anything, and just maybe hear from people. You know, we'd like to see this, or we'd like to have this kind of event, or you know, do you want more of that Atomic Dex like stress test and competitions? Do you want more of the discussion pieces? What are ideas that you've had? And we'll be sitting here discussing these ideas with each other too, Otto, Delton, and I, while we have the community giving some feedback and things like that too. And then you can listen in and follow up with the email and survey that are about this at a later date. So thanks for coming to the discussion, and we'll just be doing this for about the next 20 minutes, and then we'll fold it up and call it a day. So Otto and Delton, what are the things that you think went over really well in the stress test at the beginning of December that turned into the conferencing event that you think you'd like to see return, or you'd like to double down on for the June conference event?
I think that it gave us tons of benefits. And if someone saw like the last Tuesday town hall when we made the presentation about the marketing report from last year that we are now about to publish, so that was kind of a preview. But from that report, you could see just all the other benefits that we got from running that live stream event. Like we got growth onto a newsletter, new people found our Discord, and there was a lot more engagement overall. And then of course we also got so much good feedback from everyone who participated in the event. So we really want to do it again, and also it just gives us that chance to make announcements and new releases, talk about Komodo and so forth. So there are no negative sides there.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of good cross-community collaboration with the different communities during the Atomic Dex stress test. And that was like a thing I want to definitely see happening in the June summer conference. I think, you know, it kind of brought everyone together. Everyone making swaps on Atomic Dex was big, but also I think one of the good elements of this Atomic Dex stress test that I want to see happening for the June summer conference is the discussions. So like there was a lot of cool discussions about you know, important topics that everyone cares about. And I think we kind of learned a lot from each other during that event. And that's always good to get like a different perspective, or maybe even like, you know, find similarities between different projects.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something very cool.
Yeah, when I hear you saying that, I'm immediately thinking about the privacy event and conference. There was that
Yeah, the
like
privacy event.
right? Yeah, there was that super great discussion that ended up like happening after hours that we just like kept the live stream rolling for. And it was like all the privacy coins kind of like talking about like why they existed and what they were going after and like their different methods and approaches. It was really fantastic.
Yeah, I think
Right. Yeah, that kind of like end of discussions or something like that doesn't happen too often. So I think like having the conference there for that is, a good opportunity.
and that was really from the benefit that it was live. I don't think anything like that would have ever happened if you would have been running like pre-recordings. Like it just adds that layer of conversation and also like I think just the enthusiasm from the participants as everything's happening live and there's that interaction with the audience as well.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Is that we have been discussing how doing it a pre-record be easier, and we like that'd be just like generally a more efficient way to go about stuff. But I think that if we did, we'd lose a lot of value. I think there's a lot embedded in that live stream quality. Maybe that's some feedback that we can end up getting in the surveys. If people would prefer, live stream or pre-record or things like that.
Yeah, I would at least from my own perspective always feels nicer to if you're watching something that you know is live and it's happening. Of course, from our side, there's always the risk that there's some hiccups or something happening, and maybe the quality,
Yeah.
like video wise, isn't as good when you're live streaming. But I think it's worth it.
Yeah, it's a super fair point. I actually haven't attended a ton of conferences over blockchain in my time. There's just like the big consensus conference that I keep my eyes on, and there was Crypto 2021 recently. Have you two or anybody else that's listening for that matter and wants to get some replies in? Has anybody else been attending any conferences in the past few years that they really like the format of, or they would encourage us as a team to go investigate? They'd say like, "Hey, this was my favorite. Can you do something like this?" Because we're kind of like laying the building blocks for what we want this to look like, and there's a lot of things still up in the air.
Yeah, not sure. Of course, like online conference is very different from a live conference. I do remember that I think was it last year there was one event that sounded interesting in Amsterdam. I wasn't there myself, but we did sponsor it, and our ambassador Parv was there, and it was a bit different than usual events. I don't really remember the details. I would have to ask again, or we should ask him. But it was more like positioned as a discussion or something like that. It wasn't just that you show up and listen to speakers and that's it, but it was more kind of grassroots type of event, maybe where you can really like, I guess it was made for networking mostly. So I think that sounded very, very nice and different.
That's a super good point. We could to get into kind of like the networking effect. There's there's a lot of people that are just trying to get interested and situated into blockchain right now. Maybe we could have like a job fair event as well there too, like with across different projects. I know that we're looking for at least one full stack dev to add to the team, and I know that Delton is looking for at least a couple more copywriters, and Otto might be as well looking for some mm, visual graphics people. Is that right? Maybe we could like pull together something like that.
Yeah, we are looking for people in general. Like we do want to get more in video production and animation production. So if there are anyone who's interested, it would be bounty-based / project-based work. So let's say if there's like an animation we want to make about Komodo, then we would be paying like per project. That is for what we're looking right now, but of course there's always other opportunities as well. And yeah, we are also looking to work more with the community, and trying to build those pathways for everyone to get involved, including with social media and so forth.
Yeah. Something else that happened at the stress test that I would love to double down on is projects that people are building out. So I know that we showcased Crypto Collider, who has built a gaming app that is blockchain based, and it's educational as well, I believe. And then there is Chips, which is a decentralized poker program, and that's in connection with Komodo technology as well. I think it would be cool to see like more of these kind of like DeFi app situations or games or things that are just in the blockchain space to get a bit of a highlight. Kind of have like a blockchain games and apps event. Might be kind of fun.
Yeah, that definitely sounds fun. Yeah, having like different decentralized applications come together. Maybe we have like even sessions for different types of dApps, like maybe one's for gaming, maybe one's for lending / borrowing. Like there's all different kind of use cases, and maybe we bring them all together, and we have discussions, about the different technologies and the use cases.
Yeah, it would be nice to, even though it's online, to have more of a networking component, to also be part of it. Like it was in the last event in December, that the stress test event, like we had a little bit of that going on, but then we just could, if there are any solutions or if someone is aware, just give us a hint. That would allow us to do more of that, to kind of some sort of virtual tools, or maybe we turn our Discord into a kind of a conference environment where you can hop into different rooms, and there's something else going on as well, not just the stream. That's all something we
That's
could look
interesting.
into.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, like most conferences, not just like blockchain related, but I know like a lot of conferences they have like breakout sessions, you call it, I guess. So like everyone kind of goes to their own like group, like where they share common interests. So maybe we have one for like
Yeah.
developers, enthusiasts, business, like so that can become like the networking session, and that way they're like everyone gets to learn about topics that they're specifically interested in. And I
That
guess
might be a
like
nice one
there
for the
could be,
survey. What
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, what are the major topics? Right now, I'm just thinking about projects coming to talk about, yeah, like having this kind of like rooms and topics. What about speakers? I guess we could rope in a few like particular speakers for different things.
Yeah, no, I did like especially like what also mentioned, the privacy topic to talk. So I do like the idea of having some important topics to cover during the conference, like surrounding blockchain and so forth too. And for that, it'd be great to find some good speakers, and that's another item, like we are looking for hints, or someone has ideas to who would you like to see. We could try to get someone, so forth.
I think it would be great to highlight some of the people that end up attending the workshops throughout the first half of the year that we're going to be running.
Yeah, that is a good point. Like we could even have like a maybe like a wrap up session of those different workshops, like here are our takeaways, like this is what we accomplished, and maybe that can be even like presentations during the June summer conference.
Yeah. We're also talking about having a junior developer program in the second half of the year, maybe even kind of getting a hackathon running or something like that. In that kind of situation, maybe we could position for like a junior dev uh, like workshop or like starter into blockchain, like a conference talk like that. Invite people that have been like in blockchain for the past few years and kind of ask them like, where did you start and how did you get to where you're at? And do you have any recommendations for newbies and things like that?
For me, like the thing I'm looking for most at this conference is just this our ability to reach a new audience as the Komodo community, and then also make some announcements or just talk about the Komodo technology. And I think for us that will be the main point of the conference. So it will be a chance for us to update on like what's next on Komodo, and also to look back on the past year and what we achieved, and then like let everyone know like what's going on, like what's up next.
Sounds really good to me. Well, I think the streams have been running for a good little while now. We've probably got enough information here that people that come by and listen can go ahead and fill out the survey that they'll get in their emails and come on back by and give us information. Community in our Discord is always welcome to fill ideas for the conference as well. And it's not like this is the only opportunity. This is just one of the open discussions, the first open discussion that we're running over this, and just being sure to get the ideas out there. So if you haven't signed up for the newsletter already, go ahead and do that so that you can be sure to get the follow-up for this in. If you you can also pay attention to our blog. You can go to komodoplatform.com and we'll have our website release happening on January 31st, which is just 2 days away. And we'll host a little live stream over that where we'll have a video from our CTO talking about like what they're expecting to come next in the year, and kind of just giving a little bit of a talk about like what is Komodo and like what's the things that it represents and the ideas that it's here for. We'll have the website go live and we'll do a little bit of showing off on Atomic Dex, and we'll I think we're gonna have a bit of the marketing report and just like a whole mixed bag into that stream of just like what we've got going on and what's going to come to be. Big thanks to Otto for putting together these live stream sessions and making sure that they go out, and to Delton for building the copyright and the newsletters that come afterwards, and to the community that gets involved here.
Yeah, and thanks you for organizing these workshops as well that we had this month. And look forward to the ones next month. So there's gonna be plenty of happening.
Well, I'll hand it off to Otto and Delton if they have any last words, and then they can go ahead and sign us off. And thanks everybody for stopping by to see this.
Yeah, so I just ask everyone to check out the blog post that Delton wrote. You see the Explore Komodo kickoff, and there you can also get the time for the stream when we put the website online. And you can sign up to the newsletter and get all the updates from Delton. And also check out all the content that we'll be releasing in the coming days. Delton has been busy writing, and so stay looking for the blog. So I think that's it. See you guys on the next stream.
See you.
See you, everybody.